Good evening, friends. Today I invite you to another episode of Through the Literary Lens. Now, we are going to present a critical discussion on Khushwant Singh's famous novel, Company of Women. For the purpose, we have invited well known poets, writers, and critics Dr. Vinod Asudani and Rajesh Asudani Rakib. So, let us listen to them.
Good evening, friends. A very good evening to all, and welcome, Vinodji.
Good evening.
So today we are going to discuss Company of Women, a famous novel written at the turn of the century by well-known author Khushwant Singh. So before we go on to discussing various nuances, various angles, various aspects of the novel, I would call upon Dr. Vinod to present the outline of the novel.
Thank you very much, Rajesh ji. Many of our audience must have read this famous novel by Khushwant Singh. The protagonist of this novel is Mohan Kumar, who hails from a middle class family. His father works in a government office, and Mohan Kumar goes to the States to Harvard University to pursue his higher studies. He spends almost 6 years there learning and teaching. His manly adventures, I would term it, begin in the States itself. He loses his virginity to American girl Lucy Brown, and then he has a number of sexual encounters with many girls in the university. One of the notable affair that he tells us in the course of novel is with Mrs. Yasmin, who comes from Azad Kashmir. Though at that time Mohan Kumar is only 20 and Yasmin is almost 40. The last day when she is to return to her native place, she invites him to her house, and he never suspects that that evening would turn out to be one of voluptuous experience for him. He comes back to India and marries a daughter of a millionaire from Delhi, and with the help of his in-laws, he sets up a lucrative business in Delhi. His marriage with his wife Sonu runs into trouble right from its beginning. Though the couple is blessed with 2 children, almost after a decade, he gets a divorce from his wife. Now, Mohan Kumar cannot find peace in life until and unless there is no woman in his life. So he gives a very strange advertisement in the Indian papers. Although he's apprehensive whether somebody would respond to it, he says that he requires a well-educated woman who is ready to live with him for a couple of months, right, on the professional terms. And surprisingly enough, he gets many responses. So his the first professional concubine is Professor Sarojini, and after some time another physiotherapist from Goa, Molly, and apart from that he also has his adventures with Zamadharni of the house. And towards the end of the novel, he pays a visit to Mumbai, and there he has he spent some time in the company of a prostitute, and then he contracts HIV and finally he dies dejected. Rather, he commits a suicide by taking sleeping pills. So this is the outline of the novel. Let me now proceed to discuss the various aspects. So Rajesh, how do you look at this novel as a piece of fiction or a literary piece?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, coming to the title itself, Company of Women, it's a titillating title for all of us, particularly the males. And if by Company of Women the author means what he has described, as they say, there is a very common cliche that men want one thing in all women. So he has really realized this cliche that company of women, and it boils down ultimately to sex, having professional sex. This is what he has portrayed fictionally in this novel. In the notes of the author, Khushwant Singh himself has admitted that this is what he would have liked to do. So in that way we can say that it captures the first level of male sexuality. To this we will come later, but that's not also adequately captured. But as a piece of literature, this work is coming from the author of many novels, many stories at the turn of the century, when he himself was around 84 years old. So looked in this background, it is purely a disappointment. Disappointment in the sense that the plot is devoid of any artistic merits. It proceeds, except one, that the advertisement which is given, of course it's a novel advertisement as far as Indian context is concerned. But then it proceeds on the trodden path, one after the another. The professional concubines or women come in his life for some months, they go away, they take their pay and they go away, and all the experiences, all the sexapades, I should say, they are also described just uniformly. Even there is no novelty in his sexual experiences.
Yes, Rajeshji, and especially when you look at the language that he employs to describe his relationship with the woman, that this language purely operates on sexual symbols, and sometimes even the symbols are not there, but he plainly describes the sexual acts, and this certainly is not something to be admitted in a good work of literature or fiction.
He objectifies the women one after the another. Only the names change, nothing else. Even the kind of actions, the kind of, and he simply literally describes that she spread her legs and I entered her, like this. So it's nothing short of this soft porn, I should say.
Oh yes, and then another thing, when the novel is entitled as Company of Women,
yeah.
So this seems that the company of woman is worth only to satisfy the lust of man, as if there is no finer aspects in woman. He does not deal with emotional depth or sensitivity or psychological attachment towards the woman or of the woman towards the protagonist. So these aspects really play a very, very important role in any man and woman relationship. Rather, the domain of man and woman relationship in fiction as well as in life is the most complex one, and he does not look at this complexity at all.
He objectifies women, as I said. He is not concerned with their emotional life. He is not concerned with their talent. Professor Sarojini does not instill him any literary curiosity. He is just concerned with her body. And same is with all other women as well. So this objectification of women, which is the bane of our social life, that has actually been promoted by the author in this fiction. When his wife walks down, okay, I admit that the marriage is troubled. I admit that there are conflicts between them. But when the wife walks out, he does not seek anything, as if wife only stands for incessant sex.
Yes, you have brought up a very, very interesting aspect. I remember while I was reading this novel that when he says, when Sonu departs with her children, in the evening I free I feel free, and then I long for the company of woman who could satisfy my sex. So as if the wife was there and he was feeling restricted to approach anybody else.
As they say, wife, WIFE, stands for wonderful instrument forever. This is what he has portrayed. When she walks out, the thing which he will not get is the sex and only sex. Therefore, he lusts after other women. So the entire wifehood is reduced to merely sexual object.
Even entire womanhood also is reduced to the instrument of satisfaction of lust of a young man. And
all said and done, whatever, at least being a literator, such a senior literator, he should have had the good sense to at least elevate it artistically.
I would like to say, even if the plot should have been the same, he would have sought the company of different women, even on the professional terms, but the relationship between man and woman could have been elevated to a certain extent, so that at least novel would have some glimpses of art.
Then what I think is the only saving grace in this novel, or only silver lining in this novel, he has captured the first level essence of male sexuality, I would say. Because many male, or most of the men, they definitely want sex in women. Women here we are taking as not in any other relations like daughter, sister. No, they are all banished from this novel, of course. So in that is essential of a woman is sex for many or most of the men. So that first level male sexuality is generally glossed over. People don't even recognize it. They don't even acknowledge it. But at least Khushwant Singh has had the guts to acknowledge it fictionally at least.
Yes, and the element of variety in sex is another important thing that perhaps mostly men, but to a very great extent, I believe even women would like to have. Although it is not explicitly stated, but the fact that a few women respond to Mohan Kumar's strained advertisement is clear evidence that there are women in this world who are ready to live as professional concubines.
As they say, all of us are polyamorous by our proclivities. Means instinctively we crave for variety, sexual variety, more than one people. As they say, monogamy is a myth. So maybe he has tried to acknowledge this, at least the male sexuality. And as you said, Vinodji, that women also responded to it. That means they too crave for variety sometimes. And as we all of us know, that marriage is sort of a package deal, where we want to satisfy all our cravings, they be physical, emotional, and artistic and intellectual, only in one person, and so many a times it fails. But here he has concerned himself only with the physical cravings, and that too the polyamorous proclivities have been brought out. And but I would not say that male sexuality is confined to this only, because when a male seeks variety, he also seeks some delicacy. He also seeks a fine balance of all the four elements as I named just right now. But confining the male sexuality only to the physical variety, I think it is demeaning.
And certainly when nowadays we live in the era of gender equality, so portraying woman as only the sex objects, in my opinion, is derogatory to the image of woman, to the dignity of woman as well. Because the physical relationship cannot be the only aspect of any relationship. And another aspect, when we look at the protagonist of this novel, Mohan Kumar has one relation after another. Even by the time he turns 50, there is no contentment in his personality. When he finds himself lonely in Mumbai, he goes to the extent of calling even a pros. And this shows the degradation, I would say, the degradation of his personality that is there in him right from his student days. Because even after having sex with many women, his lust does not seem to be satisfied in any manner, and he goes to the extent of satisfying himself with the jamadarni of his own house. This seems quite degrading.
And in all the
Finish button.
yeah, so actually this in all the relations, if I should call them relations, because he has juxtaposed money with sex, so I should call all our commercial transactions and not the relations. And in the commercial transactions, he has tried to seek satisfaction all through. So is it the case that somewhat it is an ironical novel? Khushwant Singh wants to say that most of the men are like that merely because they are caught up in their marriage, therefore really they can't do so. But maybe apart from the marriage, they are going to the prostitutes and they are doing all these things. As Mohan Kumar is free from the shackles, he dares to do it openly without any constraints. So I mean, do we see a sense of irony here in the whole novel?
Yes, it is ironical, and another perhaps to which critics have not paid attention to. Mohan Kumar basically comes from a middle class, and he gets married to a girl from upper class, and there is this incompatibility
Comments.
of two classes that perhaps is one of the important causes of failure of this marriage.
Yeah, but then as it comes out, his whole concept of marriage is also totally physically based. That may have also been a cause of the failure, because we are not told why exactly the marriage went wrong. But subsequently, as we come to know that he only looks for physical gratification in the marriage, and maybe his wife may have been disillusioned by that also. That can also happen. But what do you make of the ending of the novel? Is it a modern moral tale?
No, I do not think that it is a moral tale, because when Mohan Kumar takes sleeping pills to end his life, his conscience is not troubled by what he has been doing to woman. Only saving grace that comes to his mind is
Comments.
he does
Party of Sudani is
not
watching.
want to be recognized as HIV positive father to his children, and that is why he wants to hide this fact from them, and that is why he takes a sleeping pill and commits suicide, so that nobody is going to know except his doctor that he was diagnosed with HIV positive. So even towards the end of his life, we are not given any insight into the working of his conscience, that he regrets or laments, or at least has some affection for any of the women with whom he had his sexual adventures.
And yeah, children, you remember, throughout the course of the novel, at the end he remembers his children that they should not come across him as the HIV positive father. But throughout the course of the novel, I don't think the children are mentioned as such.
At one or two places he says that I want to I really enjoy the company of my children, but his wife Sonu has poisoned the ears of his children, that they do not really have much affection for their father.
Yeah, so but in fine, I would say that the novel falls short of on many parameters as a literary piece. Even if where only the depiction of the sexual relations of man and women, it could have been on a much elevated footing, which would have satisfied not only the literary critics but the average reader as well.
Definitely, Rajeshji, I would like to remind my audience of D.H. Lawrence,
Yeah.
who also deals with this same issue, man and woman relationship. He also describes various sex adventures of his heroes and heroines, but his novels are far elevated. The way he deals with the issues, with the literary touches, and his novels are characterized by a high level of artistic excellence, right? So that is really, the job of a writer, that he has to elevate ordinary, even the mundane, rough experiences of life to a very high level where they can encompass art and aesthetics of its own.
Yeah, so definitely we would leave it to our readers to go through the novel for themselves and come up with their own opinions on that. Surely.
So thank you very much, and we will be back with some other critical discussion very soon. Take care.